It's 2025, and surely this was the same last year. So something else that needs improved. Maybe this was my specialty, pointing out everything that's corrupted or not very good, and it needs to be fixed. Um, so apparently, it's really hard to find ceiling fixtures with like on-off switches or pull chains, and there's only a few of them left. Um, so I found one. I think I'm gonna buy it, but it's probably gonna break. And this is what I really don't like. It's like the only one that would really work for a closet that I'm seeing. And the reviews say that the switch breaks. You have to be really careful with it, and then you can't fix it. So this is what I mean. Like, what the heck is wrong with people? Like these companies. Um, they make like LEDs, and they had compact flash too, and it was supposed to save the environment. But then these bulbs that were supposed to last 20 years only lasted like 2 years. This is what the reviews say. So they lied, and then they want us to like save the environment, so we got to use LEDs. But yeah, all these fixtures now, they're planned to break like 2 years after you buy them. So even if you get like a limited 2-year warranty, they last just long enough for that. Then they break right when they're out of warranty. Then the entire thing goes in the garbage, goes in a landfill, and you have to purchase a whole new one. This uses way more energy than you would ever save with that light bulb. Um, I mean, even if they could recycle the fixture, which they're not going to do when it has electronic components in it, even if they could peel off the paint, separate all the parts and pieces into bins, and recycle the entire fixture, that takes energy. You're not saving any energy. It's all a scam. We would save the environment by making products that lasted and did not break in 2 years, and so that you didn't need to manufacture them twice or 10 times. That would save the environment, but no, they don't want to do that. Anyways, back to my original complaint, which is ceiling fixtures with pull chains are still necessary. Not all of us have brand new homes with 1,000 outlets, and we don't want them either. I need a pull chain in my master bedroom because I don't know what this is. I think it's just wired direct, and if it doesn't have an on-off switch or a pull chain, it's on all the time. And this is not saving energy. It's also not saving light bulbs. Manufacturing them, that costs energy and time and money. So it needs to be able to be turned off without actually unscrewing the bulb, which I can't reach. So apparently what they've made recently, instead of pull chain fixtures, which is what people actually want pull chain fixtures that aren't junk. Like, they want sturdy, strong pull chain fixtures. Well, instead, now they have these stupid things called remote control ceiling lights. This is the stupidest, dumbest thing I can't even imagine. Like, what a dumb idea this is. So basically, there's a little remote, and it takes some obscure battery, which good luck finding that if it ever dies. And then you also have to throw away the fixture when the LED dies anyways, because it's integrated LED. But anyways, for a closet, who wants to have a remote control to turn on a closet light? Like, it's so easy to misplace these. You're going to be, like, instead of just slipping in the closet for a minute, you're going to be up, turning on the bedroom light, looking all over for this remote control, and then if you lose it, or if it gets broken, then it's trash. Or if the battery dies, then you got to hop online and pay like $8 shipping to get 1 cent. This is insane. This is not what people want. Why can't we buy a pull chain light fixture anymore, like a ceiling light? Why don't these exist? I know the government wants to make us safe. Actually, it's not the case. The Trump administration is fixing this, bringing this up as well. And thank goodness that we can now choose to buy incandescents again. There are reasons for incandescents, which maybe I should make a separate video. But say you live in a damp or cold location, you might actually want the warmth of the bulb or the drying effects in your home, particularly in your bathroom. This is something to consider, is that, yeah, maybe in the heat of the summer, LEDs are a better choice, especially if they make them safe, which I highly doubt the Chinese are. But there's a time and a place. Like, I actually like incandescents, especially for damp areas, and when it's cold, it helps dry out and prevent mold. This is a good thing. I remember, like, family members that lived in trailers, and there's not good insulation, and the incandescents would add a lot of warmth, like, to your desk. This is a good thing, more so than even a candle. And I do know that they can be dangerous. It's probably not the worst thing in the world to not allow an exposed incandescent in a closet. I mean, houses, probably a few have burnt down from that. I don't think it's as dangerous, and the government doesn't necessarily need to regulate. So I don't think the government should force us to do this, but I think it's useful if the government had like a list of guidelines of things that you should do or that are more safe. And then people be like, oh, okay. And then they might just choose to do it on their own. But they should never force you. And when they force you, then a bunch of stupid things happen, like compact fluorescent lights, which were only around a couple years. And now you can't find the bulbs anymore. And the hardware store don't sell all of the adapters. And this is something people don't even know. Like, to save the environment, instead of throwing all the fixtures in the trash, we could educate people, hey, you can buy this 99-cent adapter and then just plug that into the socket. Now you can use a regular E26 bulb again. But yeah, we do have needs for like closet ceiling lights with pull chains on them, and there's hardly any available. And just to know that the one that's affordable, the only one that I've seen, has an issue where it breaks when you turn it off and on. Like, this is done on purpose, and this is making the world a worse place. This is filling the landfills up, wasting energy, wasting time. So, I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy it just because I really don't have another option. My upstairs closet, it has like one of those old, the cheap fixtures, like the ceramic, but it didn't have a pull chain on it. The person here before just screwed something into it so it had an adapter on it that had outlets on it, and then it had a pull chain on it. So then this bulb is like coming all the way down, which is unsafe in a closet, and then it has all these exposed outlets, which is, of course, I'm not going to burn the house down. But the person actually that lived here spent time and money, like they wasted time and money when they could have just repaired the home. I understand that obviously they couldn't afford a roof, but then to install all brand new drop ceilings, like that's not cheap. And instead of going and purchasing this adapter so that like there's exposed outlets and the bulb hanging down way too low, then they could have just replaced this with another cheap ceiling fixture with a pull string on it. Actually, these things, the vintage ones, those lasted. I have some that's like more than 50 years old. They last. They don't break. The new ones, though, the new ones that are $5, they break. Don't buy those. Buy a vintage one. Spend $20. It's worth it to not have to install it again, because you will when it breaks. The ceramic ones, the new ceramic ones break. The new plastic ones, I've heard they break too. They're designed to break. It's called planned obsolescence because these companies need your money. So they need you to keep purchasing their product again and again and again. And since only so many new homes are being built, then they need these light fixtures to break so that you purchase them again. And that's what's happening. So I think I'm going to go ahead and buy this pull chain fixture. And then if it breaks, I'm going to probably open it up and replace the pull chain. And I think that I could figure out how to do that. You can also buy like $2 or $3, like the actual fixture that goes into the fixture that's inside of the fixture. I don't know how do you say that. The lamp adapter, the lamp socket. You can buy the sockets, and you can buy sockets with pull chains. And so if they make it with a design flaw so that it breaks, then I guess I could try to replace the socket, or maybe put like a soft plastic like piece of tubing or something, so that the chain could be pulled again. I don't know. I could figure something out, I guess. But I shouldn't have to do this. There should just be a reasonable solution available without having to install a light switch in my closet, which I don't want to do. This is what I mean. They're trying to force everybody, like the way the new builds are. All the new stuff sucks, honestly. It has no character. It's low quality. It's basic. It's cheap. I see people go into these like beautiful old homes, and yeah, they look kind of quirky, but you know what that looks better than? When everything is exactly the same and it's stark white. That's boring. I don't like it. I don't like it. Actually, in my home, I'm going to actually have one of the rooms painted white because it's buttercream yellow, and that's a little. But see, that'd be okay too, except for it's like a bluish gray below the buttercream, and then above that it's a neon yellow with white speckle, and it turns out that's not even paint. It's not even paint. They purchased like oh, I don't know what it's called, paneling. I think it's paneling. They purchased neon yellow paneling, and then they sprayed that ceiling texture on top of it. There's no matching that. When I saw it, I'm like, hey, that's got to be white. That's got to be white. There's no way around it. So in this case, yes, I will paint that white, but it still has the gray bottom half of the wall, and so the whole room's not bright white. It's not like I'm going to a dentist's office. There's a serious problem here. And where every trend and every fancy thing, it all looks exactly the same and nothing's inspired. And maybe this is just proof we're in the end times and that almost everyone is a narcissist. Well, actually, I think most people are narcissists. Maybe 1% are narcs. Actually, that's what I think. But the reason I'm saying that is because nothing's inspired or artistic or beautiful, and no one cares. They're just like cheap copies, and like the narcs don't know the difference. And they're the ones running everything, so it's just about more profits, and then everything sucks. Well, that's fine if you have a cheap, budget line. If people want that, they want to save money. Then there should also be options for other things, too, that also exist. It's like stuff that was cheap made in the 80s. Like, you can't find, like, even that quality today. It's so sad. But I guess I'm going to buy a ceiling fixture. It's probably going to break. I got most of the fixtures I needed. Unfortunately, I ended up having to buy these stupid LEDs. Always wanted incandescents, but, I guess for my bathroom I got an integrated LED. You're not allowed to have fixtures that expose the bulb at all, apparently. Maybe I'll cheat on it a little bit. Government, come to my home. Come to my home. Actually, they are. I'm inviting them over. Because maybe for once the government will be on my side and actually help me out when no one else has. And when that happens, I will give a great testimony, and that will be God, because we know the government doesn't actually help anyone or anything.